I have had a really, really busy day. Look at how cool the moon looks behind me. I know that I already set a link. I tried to because all right, I'll get into it once some people get in here. So I do apologize for, giving you guys a link that wasn't already there. If you're watching right now, Vulture, if you could just like, I don't know, maybe copy a link and send it out and tell people. I know it's a big cluster F. We got one person in here right now, and I'll explain everybody the mix up. But look at the moon. The moon is really really great tonight. It never ever does it justice on video. What up, Jason Martin? How are you, man? So I wanted to do this live stream. I wanted to talk about my day, as well as what up, Nedley Mandingo? How are you, buddy? So we got some people in here right now. So I wanted to take Iggy T. Hey Iggy T. I'm great. Well, this isn't my 500th, but Monday will be my 500th show. And what I'm asking for you guys to do is that I ask you guys, but I never get any voicemails. I never get any interaction from you guys. Maybe you guys don't want your voice on my podcast or whatever it may be. But for my 500th podcast, if you guys could all do me a favor, leave me a voicemail 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044. And what I'm asking for is because I want to play some voicemails. My 500 show is going to be a long show. I want to play voicemails from you guys of what you thought was horrible, what you thought was the best moments from episode 1. What up, Fish on Jay? From episode 1 to episode 500. I've already been editing and pulling audio from my first show, and I'm going to play the audio and I'm going to make fun of it. But I would like to be able to play some of your voicemails. So if you guys could do me a favor, leave me a quick voicemail 407 270 3044. Once again, that is 407 270 3044. I've already got a couple of great interviews lined up. I will, I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who, but I got a very prominent radio guy that was on the air and isn't on the air anymore, but is doing his own content now. And he was a great, great friend and still is a great friend of mine. I don't know why I say is because I just had a long conversation with him tonight. So got that to look forward to. But I also want to be able to play your voicemails. And I'm going to be brutally honest when I'm going because, I started the podcast like, just to let you know, when I first started the podcast, I didn't have this microphone. I didn't have all the stuff that I needed. I didn't know what my stuff needed to, sound like. And it was just me in my PT Cruiser talking into my iPhone 8 at the time. And I just went for it. I just went for it and I just put out content. I was consistently putting out content. Now, was all of it great? No. Some of it really, really sucked. It did. So, like, it was kind of like one of those learn as you go type things in your life. And I did that. So I would love to hear from you. Once again, the phone number, I would like to hear from you. Tell me, your worst moment on the Tuddle Daily podcast, stuff that you hated or stuff that you loved, your favorite moments. If it was me going out and doing man on the street stuff, anything like that. I would love to be able to hear from you. Hell, like there are a lot of shows that I did that I interviewed my dad. Like, see, that's one of the things that I'm so fortunate of. I like I know what my dad's voice sounds like. when I think of what my dad's voice sounds like, it really, really gets me emotional. It makes me sad. But I have that content. I got those YouTube videos and stuff when I used to do the MAGA trailer park roundtable. I have those videos. I got my dad. Not a lot of people are fortunate enough to be able to have audio and video, and I'm very, very grateful for that, having my dad on the show. So let me get into my day. What a day. Woke up early this morning, put my feet on the ground, getting off of. See, I gotta wipe my nose because I was getting a little emotional there. But I put my feet on the floor, and all I feel is wet carpet. Wet carpet. I guess overnight. What up, Franklin the mailman? I guess overnight the sewage pump station backed up, and a lot of the sewage came back up through the toilet and kind of like flooded our. It wasn't that bad. Luckily, we caught it quick enough, but it was still a mess. It was a mess. Opened up all the windows. Luckily, it was a nice day to be able to open up the windows. And all right, so we had a bunch of dirty clothes, like about a week's and a half worth of dirty clothes. So we used all those dirty clothes to mop up and soak up the water. Then I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going up to Winn-Dixie. I got a steam cleaner. So I steam cleaned everything. Everything. And now the carpets look amazing, but then I had a bunch of dirty ass clothes that had crap sewage water on it that I had to go wash. So then I had to do like 2 weeks worth of laundry, and all that stuff was going on. And it was just like in the grand scheme of things, old Tuddle, that would have like completely ruined my whole entire day, and I didn't let it. I did not let it ruin my day because like there's been a lot of bad things going on in my life, and compared to having a bunch of backed up poop water all over the floor, I just was like, you know what, screw it. It is what it is. I know that's a horrible saying to say, but I didn't get mad. I didn't get frustrated. I went and talked. We got it all figured out. Everything's running nice and smoothly now. And it was nothing that we did or my mom did or I did. It just was a big pain in the ass. And then I had to go to the laundromat, and because we used to have working washers and dryers here, but we haven't had that in a couple of months now. And it's just, hold on, from it looks like you're speaking into the remains of a mangled rat for a microphone. Yeah, I kind of am. I really am. But guess what? It is a good sound. I know that it sounds like that I'm talking into a rat, but is it good sound? Can you still see me? That's why I try to hold the mic. I try. This is one thing that I learned from Bubba. You talk across the microphone. So, like, for me doing what I do on a daily basis, I will put the quality of the audio that I put out with the podcast and the YouTube against any other podcasters out there. Like, I take great pride in my audio quality. Like, I don't think you guys realize, like, I'm not editing stuff out, but I'm getting it. Yeah. Well, thank you, Fish on Jay. But what I'm trying to say is I take great pride. I'm not editing the content, but what I am doing is a great one of the best production guys that I've ever met in my life and I've ever worked for, Dan Stone. Dan Stone helped me kind of like rough in my dynamic processing. That's why my show just sounds like the quality, the content might not always be great, but I will say that I take pride in the audio that I'm putting out, being that I record it in a goddamn car every single day. And if you ever listen to me on Tom and Dan, oh, by the way, hold on. I gave you a stiff criticism right after you left Bubba on your content, and you were so humble. It put me in my place, and well, I really appreciate that. Look, Nelly Mandingo, like I'm not like any of these other hosts. I'm not like any of these other podcasters that think, oh, I know better. I know what you want to hear. No, like I love constructive criticism. Now, if you're just being a dick to be a dick, then I'm gonna like retaliate because I work really really hard. Yes. Oh yeah. By the way, thank you very much. I mentioned it on today's show. If you're in the market or you know anybody that's in the market to buy a home in the Flagler, Volusia, Brevard area. See, I always like mix and match the counties, but I'm gonna start going from north to south. See, yes, I am showing off the guns a little bit. I have been working out really, really hard. Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta pose a little bit. Anyways, IanHannahHomes.com. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, or you know somebody in the Brevard, Volusia, or Flagler. I started from the bottom and then went up to the top that time. Visit my buddy Ian Hanna. Ian Hanna is a drone expert. He gives you some of the best virtual reality tours. Drone tours, one of the most important things that in Florida is a roof because of all the hurricanes. So go to IanHannahHomes.com. And if you do use them, tell them that you heard it on the Tuddle Daily Podcast. So the 500 show coming up on Monday, I'm doing an extra special live stream. And for the very, very first time, Tom and Dan are going to join me live on my YouTube live stream at 1 o'clock. I know it's a weird time for everybody, but if you're a fan of Tom and Dan, you're going to want to hear this conversation because I've always been on their show. I've been asking and I asked very politely, and Daniel and Tom are all down for it because I want to talk to them because they are successful podcasters. They are. Like, they are making a good living. They got employees. They got their own space, own studio in a very affluent area, Baldwin Park in Orlando, Florida. And I want to find out where they were at in their podcasting career on their 500th episode. Oh, Rue's coming in with $1. I haven't even mentioned that. By the way, now that I'm monetized, you guys can I heard special guest star for the 500 episode is going to be Spice Boy and Trace. Oh, thank you for. You know what? I'm going to talk to Trace. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to. I'll have to talk to Trace. I would love to have him on. Bounty Hunter coming in. I'm calling in Monday. I survived chemo and now enjoying Durban poison nugs. Well, listen, Bounty Hunter. Leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. I got to adjust my camera because the moon is getting a little bit higher there. I mean, the moon has been killing it. Really hasn't been the greatest for my astrophotography. But yes, you guys can super chat, which that means you can send me money. I got 10 people in right now. Can you guys hit the thumbs up, the like button? And also, this week, I ended up doing a show. I didn't post it on social media. I didn't pre-schedule it. I wanted to see if you guys had your alerts turned on. So if you haven't done it already, hit that bell button because it's very important to hit that bell button because you never know. Like, I am just driving down the street like that one day, probably I'd say 3 or 4 months ago, when the Trump supporters were at the intersection of US 1 and Dunlawton, right there in Port Orange. And I just stopped and I went live. I went live with them. So if you hit that bell button, you're going to be able to, anytime I just pop up and I see something that's entertaining, that's why it's important to hit that bell button and turn on your alerts on your phone. So I did a great interview with Don Brody today. And if you're a fan of history, She is. I find her very attractive. I do. And she has a podcast called yes, Life Eating the Squirrels. Good idea, Bluegill, because the squirrels down at the park, they'll jump in my lap. Those little effers have bit me before too, but they love the salted peanuts still in the shell. You throw them out, they'll sit there and they'll gnaw right through them. But I had Don Brody on, and if you get a chance, just search the HILF, HILF podcast. And you know what? I'm going to curse. The name of the podcast is History I'd Like to Fuck. And we had a very, very, very long conversation today. And I think she's going to be a reoccurring guest because I think it was a great interview that I did with her. What did you guys think of the interview that I did today on the audio podcast, the Tuddle Daily podcast, with the host, Philip Simpson from the Dear Polly podcast? I found that to be oddly interesting. Nelly Mandingo coming in with the $5. Podcast alerts. Oh. Okay. So yeah, I've been trying to get those up at midnight. That is when I've been getting the best like amount of downloads. Mosquitoes are starting to come back. See, that's the thing about Florida. What up, Ron Bartosh? How are you? But no, like I'm taking the time to reflect about 500 podcasts. Yeah, it was interesting that he went from fully gay to wanting to try with a woman. But Iggy, did you like how I asked, like, if he was, like, if he was wanting to be with a woman, did he want to, like, be the top, or was he wanting the woman to wear an apparatus and use it on him? I thought that was a great question. That came right off the top of my head. And also the other thing is like, you know, with cancel culture and stuff. Look, all right, I'm not trying to stereotype, but I could tell as soon as, because like I didn't check out any of the stuff beforehand, but as soon as I brought him on, I was like, yep, this guy is definitely gay. And not and look, I support I always get the acronym or whatever, the letters LBGQT, and then he said there was like two other ones that they added on top of it. It's like they keep adding letters and letters and letters to it. But I just thought it was a great interview. He was very, very open, very, very candid. And I got to stop apologizing when I ask questions, because like I was like, all right, look, I completely understand if you don't want to answer this question, but like da 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 da. And he was like, look, I'm hard to offend, and if you do offend me, I'll let you know. And then yeah, IA plus. IA plus. What Vulture, what did the IA plus stand for? I forget what he said the I plus or AI plus. I mean, that is a whole new sexual fetish if you're like having sex with artificial intelligence. So I don't think that's what AI stood for. But I mean, Vulture's been getting me some pretty great guests. I'm going to be absent. He's going to be absent for a little bit. So I'm going to be kind of, well, oh, look, the cat's back. I got to tell you, there's a cat. Mystery. Emma. See, it's going to be Emma or Mystery, but it seems like the cat, Emma. All right. Cat really doesn't care. That's the thing about cats. They do their own thing. Asexual. Yeah, but what's the I stand for, Iggy T? But yeah, this cat, though, is a little bit of a hunter. I've seen this cat snag already 4 lizards. Because we got a lot of lizards underneath the tree. Hey, did I know that I posted pictures. Here, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour here. I got to get my light. Hold on. All right. So, this tree over here, this was my dad's favorite spot. So I've been trying to Like, see the cats right there. I've been trying to make this spot and clean it up. I know I need to weed a little bit. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, we got new people coming in. But look, so this spot was my dad's favorite spot. He would come out here with his walker and he would sit down in one of these chairs here. We had a lot of chairs. The gator chairs I plan on fixing. My Uncle Harold did these gator chairs and I need to fix them though. But like this was my dad's favorite spot. If you look here, we have this little thing, the Fowlers, Wayne's Love Shack, Nude Beach, free beer next Monday, Sally's Tiki Bar. And I took a lot of time to get these coquino shells here. What up? What up, Ron? How are things in Pittsburgh? So, like, I collected a lot of these. I don't know if the circle is complete, but I'm wanting to add some stones and stuff to it. There goes the staghorns that we have. I've been, like, doing that. And then this palm tree was from my dad's nursery here. Intersex and asexual. All right, I got you. What up, Clee Taurus? And then I'll show you the tree. This was one of the last trees that we took from my dad's thing here. Look at how big this thing is. Since I planted it, it got root bound. And it's growing. And look at the spider plants that are growing underneath of it. So I know that this might be a little boring, but anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys. Let me turn this light off. Turn this around. I mean, this week I admitted, very embarrassingly admitted, that I was a part of the FFA, which I thought they had the coolest ass jackets. The FFA did. Those blue corduroy jackets. I mean, you were the man. Like I got my varsity jacket, but the corduroy blue jackets in the FFA, and I even admitted that I was a part of the ornamental horticulture team as well as the soil judging team, and we won almost one state in the soil judging team. So yeah, don't say that I don't admit to stuff. Yes, we a letter expected with every children. Oh, hey. Also, I wanted to ask what. Hold on. I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of the audio I played of that old British lady that stabbed and killed her husband? Like, see, this is why I like doing the live stream. I like to get feedback from you guys. I like that woman. Look, I kept apologizing for laughing about some guy getting stabbed to death, but she was just so polite. I don't know if they have juries in the United Kingdom. I don't know what they do, but if I was on that jury, there's no way that I could send that bitch to jail. Like she was like, "Oh, and and the cops over there were like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't until we get you a lawyer. Shut up, shut up." If that was American cops, yeah, she was just over it. She said in the 911 call, that was the vulture's mom. Yeah. I could only imagine. But the funniest part of it, yeah, I bet it is cold up there. I mean, I gotta tell you, the humidity is coming back in Florida, but it's been a nice week. I can't wait for us to get that real first cold front of the year. But my favorite part out of that audio was like, I tried to stab him in the heart, but I forgot he doesn't have one. And then when she was talking to the police, she said, I'll be so annoyed if I didn't get the job done. This dude had to be a complete dick because this lady was the nicest lady that I have ever heard that was a murderer, or she was the most brilliant, like, psychopath of all time. Who knows? Who really knows? Anyways, don't forget, leave me some voicemails, 500 show. I'm going to have a very special guest on with me on Monday, plus my interview. I'm going to have Tom and Dan on my YouTube live stream on Monday, starting at 1 p.m. on youtube.com/Tuddle. Make sure you leave me those voicemails, 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044. I love every single one of you guys. If it wasn't for you, no way I would have ever made it to 500. This is the best spot that I've ever been in my life, even though I just lost my dad. Mentally, I would say that I used to be in the best mental spot in my life, but I'm managing. Physically, I'm doing pretty well. I always got two for the ladies. So, anyways, guys, I love every single one of you. I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday.